As most of you will be aware, trees and other plants maintain what is known as the balance of gases. In other words, plants inhale carbon dioxide and exhale oxygen. This is something most of us will have learned about at school. On the other hand, animals inhale oxygen and exhale carbon dioxide, maintaining the balance of the breathable atmosphere. In other words, there is a symbiosis or reliance between the two forms of life which ensure the healthy existence of both life forms. However, plants were the first life forms to inhabit the young planet Earth, and that was approximately 470 million years ago. Although before that, single-celled organisms which use photosynthesis, as plants do, obtaining energy from the sunlight, had colonised the waters and land 3.5 billion years ago. So in a way, they were the first plants, as they also used carbon dioxide from the atmosphere, as plants do. Obviously, with plants rapidly colonising the Earth, the essential gas to continue their survival, carbon dioxide, was rapidly diminishing, so a solution had to be forthcoming. This occurred about 230 million years ago, with simple animal-like creatures which gradually evolved into reptiles, including the dinosaurs, and birds, until the first mammals appeared around 210 million years ago. Humans, though, were the new kids on the block, appearing on Earth only 4 million years ago, and so, sobering though it may seem, we are only here in order to keep the original habitants of the planet, plant life, supplied with carbon dioxide to enable them to exist. This is one of the reasons why I call plants, and trees in particular, the guardians of life upon this planet, because it is they who keep all the other forms of life in balance. This is what I had to say on Anglia television in 19...
It has been proved that car exhaust fumes make people grumpy, so maybe the council, maybe the neighbours that have complained are being affected by carbon monoxide and lead in the car fumes, yeah? Possibly. I'm a happy man. Most gardeners are happy men because they work with nature and they get their full fill of oxygen in the air.
90. And since then, carbon dioxide levels have risen across the planet and oxygen levels have fallen. If we are looking for a creator or creators, then look no further than plant life and the forces of nature itself, as the native peoples of America and Australia did. However, there were setbacks to the introduction of animal life to the planet, and that was the fact that the animals had to eat something. Plants got their energy from sunlight, photosynthesis, and nutrients in the soil, and reproduction was done by wind, rain and other natural elements that had been laid down by the formation of the planet itself, plus the added nutrients that came from the dead and decaying plant remains that were broken down in the soil by bacteria. The only available nourishment for animals and insects, however, were the plants themselves, a bit dangerous for the plants. These new creatures were eating small plants such as grasses and herbaceous plants, as well as the leaves of trees, which the trees needed, of course, in order to photosynthesize the sunlight, providing sugar as a source of energy to them. The answer to this was to take advantage of these new beings' appetite and produce extra food for them, which would, in turn, benefit the plants. This resulted in the plants producing flowers. The flowers would contain nectar, which is rich in energy-giving sugars and this in turn would attract birds and insects, which would then, in turn, encourage these creatures to carry pollen from one plant to another, ensuring fertilisation. On top of this, once fertilisation had taken place, the plants and trees would produce fruit, which would supply nourishment for the birds and animals, and at the same time spread the seeds over a wider area by being ingested into their droppings and by adhering to the beaks of birds. Ingenious, huh? Now then, not only were we and the other animals created in order to maintain plant life by supplying them with essential carbon dioxide, and the fact that they overcame the voracious appetites of these new creatures by producing food for their own survival, there are other reasons too why we should regard plants, and trees in particular, with high regard. Okay, let's supposing a tree is being attacked either by bugs that are intent on eating the leaves or by viruses that cause disease. Either way, the tree will automatically send out signals through its root system, warning other trees and plants of the impending danger. This is done by transmitting chemicals known as root exudates, and the other plant recipients in turn will pass this warning on to other plants in the area so that they can take the necessary precautions. As the plants receive these signals, they transmit photoncides from their leaves, making the leaves unpalatable to the taste, so that, hopefully, the predators will leave them alone. However, these chemicals have a double purpose. These photoncides are also picked up by animals, including humans, if they live near plants and trees, and this warns them of the dangers of any viruses that are present. They also enhance our immune, circulatory and nervous systems when breathed in. So gardeners and people who live in close proximity to trees are known to have better immunity to infection and are more relaxed and happy, as I said way back in my Anglia TV appearances in 1990. So, as we continue to destroy trees and plant life and replace the natural landscape with concrete, bricks and clay, is it any wonder that fatal pandemics and cases of mental and physical illnesses are on the rise? Add to this the war that we keep carrying on in different countries, and there's not much hope, is there? Sadly, mankind is the victim of his own self-interests. Food for thought.